Hello, welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 356. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday, Motivation and Inspiration, and today we're delving into 40 years of monotony or 40 years of joy and happiness. Now, I know what you're probably thinking in your mind. 40 years of monotony? Yes. That's the average amount of years people work before they retire. And once people retire, they can finally enjoy their lives. In a nutshell, you work more in your life than actually enjoying it. You're catering to corporate greed and capitalism for a company than doing what you want for yourself. Unless you're okay with working in corporate America and climbing the ladder to success. But this podcast is more for those who don't want to work all of their lives for different companies. And the question is, do you want to live 40 years of monotony or at least have 40 years of joy and happiness? 40 years is a long time to be working to pay bills and only having maybe 2 to 3 weeks of vacation to enjoy your life every year. And the question is that a life you want to live, or do you want to be happy and joyous every day? Where you get to control your narrative, your life, and not be confined to a cubicle, office space, or working from home doing something you don't even love. Some people settle for 40 years of monotony. Is that you? I don't know. It's something you have to ask yourself. There are so many people working to get out of the rat race and running the hamster wheel. Are you someone who will become part of that crowd? I hope so, because you are better than what you are doing and getting paid to do. There are many great stories of people walking away from corporate America and pursuing what they're meant to do. And I want that to be you. I want you to be happy, full of joy, fulfilled in all that you do daily. You're not dreading Mondays. You're not looking forward to Fridays. You get to work whenever you want and on your own terms. So take the time for a moment and close your eyes and visualize the life that you want. Can you see yourself doing all of the things you want? Great. Now let's go work on what you're visualizing in your mind daily. Plan out things and how you want to get to that place in your mind. Don't just dream about it. Work for it. Be it. Do it every day. Because in actuality, you have what it takes to live the life that you want and to live the life that you think about daily. And it's not necessarily getting to $1 million, because that's what everyone's mindset is, and that's what society tells us. For me, it's not getting to $1 million. For me, it's just being happy and enjoying what I'm doing and impacting you and so many others in this journey called life. And I'm thankful I get to do all of these things, and I just keep living on the faith that all of this will pay off at some point. It's been 8 years, and I feel like if I put 2 more years into it, I think that's when things are really gonna, come to a head and things will be good, right? So think about what you've been working on for the longest time, whether it's 1 year, 4 years, 5 years, however many years it is. Do you see where the results are going to show themselves in the end? Do you see the end of the marathon that you've been running? Do you see the end and, getting to the finish line of all of the hard work that you've put into what you love and what you're passionate for? See, lately I've been seeing a lot of these businessmen talking silliness of do things that are what's being looked for, in this world, in certain careers and things of that nature. And that doesn't make sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense is because everyone has a purpose in this life, no matter what it is. Whether you're meant to own, a company, whether you're meant to be a writer, whether you're meant to be a doctor, whether you're meant to be a lawyer, everyone has a purpose. And when, you figure out what it is, that's where you go to work, right? On honing in on everything. And it's too many times that people listen to these businessmen and all of this, and they go into something that they're not even happy or passionate for. They make great money, but they're not happy. Money doesn't equate to happiness. And I think that's a problem with all of us in life. We'll spend 40 years climbing the corporate ladder and getting to the highest position of a company, and we're not even happy. Making $500,000 a year or $750,000 a year, and you drive a nice car and you live in a nice house or a condo or wherever, but deep down inside, you are not even happy. You're not even fulfilled with yourself. So when you see a video on YouTube or TikTok and you got these clowns who make money and say, oh, hey, well, go into something that the world needs. No, go into something that you will feel fulfilled in. Life is not about being rich financially. Life is about being rich mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. That's what it's about. It's about your soul being fulfilled. And while we sit here in this current world and all of this artificial intelligence jargon comes into play, which has become way more prevalent now than it ever has, the question becomes, oh, well, will AI take over a lot of jobs and things of that nature? It might, but it may not for a long time, because this world isn't built and structured for artificial intelligence to run it. This world isn't built for robots to be in surgical procedures and in factories. This world is about connections. It's about energy transfer. It's about people, not about machines. Machines help us to get to where we need to go in this world, but this is not what this world was built on and what this world is structured to be. So, not to get away from the subject at hand, but 40 years of, doing something you love is a great thing. It's a great feeling. And I'm thankful that, while I've, been writing since I was a teenager, I'm glad that when I hit my 30s, I kind of hit my stride and said, okay, I'm really going to give this a go, and I'm going to see where this takes me. And I haven't turned back, I'll tell you that. I never would have thought I'd be where I am right now, where I'm nearing my goal of 60 books. And the beauty of all of this is I don't have to spend this summer writing books for next year. I've decided that I'm not writing this summer. I'm just not. I'm going to focus on this podcast, and I'm going to focus on growth and, writing other things that are going to be beneficial to, what I'm great and I'm talented at. And you are great and talented at something. And if you're going after it and you're doing it right now, great. If you're not, it's time to think about it. And maybe this podcast will push you to do it. I don't know, but I hope it does. All right, everyone. That's my podcast for today. I thank you for listening. As always, I appreciate all of you. The AquarianMindPodcast.com is the website. AquarianMindWrites.com is my personal website with all the great blogs and all the books that are there and stuff like that. You can even listen to my podcast there too. Just a heads up, I am on YouTube and YouTube Music now. You can find me there. So you can type in the Aquarian Mind podcast on any of those search engines on YouTube or YouTube Music. You can find me there. So if you are a YouTube junkie like me, you can find my podcast there. Just a heads up, you will not see my face on there. So don't get too excited. All right. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be good and go accomplish your goals.